Bit of a late night last night, getting all the battery box finished off. Just, putting the battery fittings in that's going to secure the battery in place. Getting to the end of the day, so it's getting a bit dark. So we've just got these little saddles from Bunnings, so they're quite heavy duty. So we're going to put these in. You're going to screw into the frame, and then we're going to use these straps across the top of the battery to secure it in place. So let's get it done. We're just using some self-tappers. One's in. It's that simple. So that's one in, ready to go. 3 more to go, and then the battery can be secured into place. We are going to put some rubber matting under here and a bit of carpet on top as well, just to give a bit of padding, extra protection underneath the battery. Simple. Ouch. Alright, all in place. Battery's not going anywhere. We've got the 300 amp hour lithium battery sitting in its final position, or final destination. She's all secured in using the grunt straps. A nice bit of carpet over the top as well, so we can pull down nice and tight on the battery, and it's not going anywhere. Like, it is as solid as a rock, and that is important if you're going to be going. We're not off-roading with this trailer, but we will be going on to corrugations, dirt roads, interstate forests, so all your gear has to be secured. The worst thing you could have is that battery rocking around, falling over, jumping around, shorting out, something like that. Would destroy your whole trip. So you've got to secure your actual kit and look after it. Exactly what we've done here. Do the extra work, secure it in. People might think that's a bit of an overkill. It's got 2 lots of rubber batting underneath the battery as well, so it's sitting on a very good rubberized platform, so it's going to handle the vibrations when we're on those dirt roads and corrugated roads. As I said, that's about the limit this trailer will do. It's not going, full off-roading. We're not articulating the vehicle. It's just basic stuff, but even to that degree, you need to make sure everything's nice and secure. Alrighty, so what we're doing here, it's very important that you map out where your electronics are actually going to go. If you just bolt things on and hope for the best, stuff won't work the way you want it to. So we've got a lot happening here. We've got a slide-out kitchen that's going to go in this space here. It's going to take up quite a bit of an area. It's going to leave a gap here of, I forget now, but certain size. Right next to that is a pantry that's going to sit neatly up into this space here, full size. Both of those are slide out units. So important then that we work out what other things actually fit into this. So there'll be a barbecue, a Weber sitting on top of the slide out kitchen. So it's imperative that you leave space so you're not hitting against your control boxes or your 12-volt appliances. So we're pretty well mapped out where stuff's going to go. We're going to install a remote inverter switch here. We're going to have 2 double GPOs. These are all going to be safety protected as well with built-in safety switch. They will be installed by a licensed electrician, not by me. So I'll have an expert come in and do those works, and it will be by a licensed sparky, and I'll pay them to actually do that component of the 12-volt build, or 240 actually. Main control box going up here. What we're actually going to fit in there is King's unit, so that's going to go up into that space up the top there. The reason for these, a lot of your wiring's already done, so everything in the back end of it's already fused. We have changed out a couple little trick things in here. So what I've done, I'll lift this up so you can see. I wasn't happy with what came with this generically because it was just mainly 12-volt outlets like this sucker here. So I've gone to J-Car, and I've got one now that's got a C and also a USB, and they're fast charging units. So I actually swapped them out. They didn't initially just fit into the King's box, so there was a bit of modification required, a bit of filing. It wasn't that hard, it took about 5 minutes. And I've actually installed 2 more of those, so you'll see I've got C connectors and USB. And these are switchable from here too. You can turn them on or off as well. We've got little built-in switches, so they're not always drawing power when your control box is powered up. And then the standard King's one on the other end with 2 USBs. These aren't as quick at charging. They're only, I think, 2 amp, 5 volt. So they're slower units. But for camera gear and stuff, we've got these ones here, shooting straight off the control panel. As I said, everything's fused, which is great. And then we've got other switching here that's going to run water pumps. It's going to run our trailer LED lighting, and a few other bits and bobs that we're still deciding on. Potentially power for the rooftop tent as well, because we are going to put some 12 volt up into the dashi. So, but stay tuned. We'll show you that as we go. So that's the switching box. Then we're fitting this huge 3000 watt inverter, and that's going up onto the headboard as well. So quite a bit of weight in this. So it'll have to be mounted with some serious nuts and bolts, and it will be right through the marine, 12mm ply and secured. Out of that then will be the 240 that will run behind and come out to these power points here. Below that we'll be running a smart shunt, which will be a Victron unit, and then we'll be running all the resettable fuses, so 300 amp and a 60 resettable, which will be on the wall up there as well. So stay tuned, we will start getting on with this wiring. It's not going to be a 5-minute job. There's been a lot of diagrams, a lot of planning, speaking to appropriate people to make sure we get it right. Last thing you want is to have something go wrong and have a fire, so we don't want that. So everything will be probably a little bit overprotected, but I think that's important, especially if you're sleeping up on top of your trailer and you've got all this gear underneath you. You know, if you have a fire in the middle of the night, you probably wouldn't survive it. So big safety one, safety first with this stuff. So do your homework, get it right. Alright, this section here we are fitting the big fridge. It's a 75 litre fridge freezer. We need to power that, so there'll be a 50 watt Anderson plug here. I like to keep everything protected with the Anderson plug, especially in rear cargo areas where things could be moving around or accidentally damaged. So this is a nice little cover that you can fit your actual Anderson into, and then we're not in use, it's all sealed, so you're not getting anything. You'll be surprised, you know, you could have all sorts of spills and things and accidentally tip something over, or you're getting something out of the fridge. At least here it's all secured, it's all nice and sealed. On top of that then we're running some more of these little C and USB units, so we can actually plug in and charge more gear whilst we're at the back of the actual trailer. So, and then this one's just a standard one, so that could be plugging in, you know, as simple as if we were on some other accessories, we might plug into that to run a pump for the shower. That's not going to be our normal water tank underneath the trailer, that's yet to be fitted by the way. We may run into another pump for our Julka system, because we run a Julka hot tap, and it also comes with its own 12 volt pump, so we may just plug into that to run that pump if we need to, if we're staying next to a water source and we want to pump some water from that. So you can never have enough outlets, it's just having them in the right locations. There you go. Today we thought we'd run through what we're going to use for our light bars. Our parcels arrived in the mail from Dunn and Watson. Now, the reason we're choosing this brand is we've researched them, they're really good quality, and they have everything in the light bar that we want built into the light bar itself. We don't want additional dimmer switches, as we've found in the past that it just creates other issues. And I'm not calling out any brands here, it's just these guys have it all built into the actual light bar itself, which makes a huge difference. So your stuff continues to work when you want it to work. So let's get into the package and have a look. And I'll show you what we've got. We've got various lengths and various different styles of light bars from them. First one being is a non-dimmable unit. Just take it open. Now this one has two lights. It has the white light and also the red light. And we're going to use this one inside the trailer, up above where the pantry and everything's going to fit. And as I said, this one's not dimmable, so it's one brightness when it's turned on. We're also going to use another one of these in that same length, that's 30 centimetres, and that's going to be under the deck where the storage is. So that's going to light that whole underfloor storage area up completely. What else have we got in here? Let's have a look. Alrighty, also want to mention we're not sponsored by Dunn in any way. We've purchased all this ourselves for the trailer, and as I said, we've done our research on it, and we believe it's the quality product that we want to put into the trailer. So this is a 900. We're going to fit this up in this section here, somewhere there. We haven't quite worked it out yet. The reason we've gone so large with this one is this is our kitchen area. This is all the doing side. We've got our fridge, chest fridge here. We've got our side of kitchen, pantry all going here. So this is where we wanted the most light. This is dimmable, so we can set the brightness. So that's why we wanted to buy this brand. As I said, they wire straight in. Everything's built into the light bar, so it's all controlled through here. So it's fantastic. Two colours again. It has the white light and the red light, and then we go down to 600, and then we go down to the 30s. Now, we've got some that are non-dimmable, and then the rest are all dimmable. So we can set the brightness to what we want. So we're going to get busy working on that today. This will be the start of fitting the electronics. They're going to start on the headboard as well. You see we've got all bits of paper up there. That's just pinned out so we get an idea of where we want to put things. And then we'll start cutting all the holes and different things into the headboard to fit all those items. So we're going to get busy at it, and we'll come back throughout the day and show you bits and bobs as we're doing it. So keep watching. So just marking up the headboard. Our electrician's going to fit off the 240 volt power because I'm not an electrician. So we get all that done professionally. So it's above board, but nice little template so you can mark everything out. You can get it level and square. So we want it looking nice and neat. Happy days. So the holes are cut for the two lots of double GPOs. So they're nice black and colour ones to suit the headboard. So I'll sit in like that, nice and flash. Control box is going to go here, so strip that down, pull that apart, so I can get this out of the way, so we don't get any of that wiring damaged when we're drilling through and connecting that to the headboard. Right, so the control panel's been levelled up, screwed onto place. Now we're going to drill the hole through here so we can get all the cabling through the back. That's going to run up from all the different switching. So that's just in place now, nice and firm, and we'll keep going. So power points are just tacked on there, all levelled up, good to go. Control box up the top, and now the inverter remote switch. So holes cut for that, and now we'll bolt that into place. Right, so we've fitted everything up. It's just a pre-fit. There's nothing's wired yet. As you can see, it looks very neat. So we've got the remote inverter switch, we've got the double GPOs, we've got the actual switch box we're going to run all the electrics from, and then we've got the 3000 watt inverter. So starting to come together. To me that looks really trick, nice and professional, and we're going to continue this on with the wiring. We're going to make sure that's all hidden away as much as possible and done properly, so everything's going to be in as protective cabling conduits and runs, so there's no rubbing of stuff as well when we're out in the bush and we're on our hunting trips. We know that everything's going to be fully insulated. We'll get into that and we'll show you how we do that, and that'll be coming next. So initially we're going to put the resettable fuses basically under here with the smart shunt as well, which is a Victron smart shunt, which would have meant you would have had your wiring coming out of the inverter, in behind the board, back out through the board, all at the front here. Decided it was going to look as ugly as anything. to circumnavigate doing that, we're now going to go behind the board, we're going to come out underneath, and we're going to come out onto this board here, so it's all subterranean, so it's underneath the floor. These are going to be mounted to the board as such, and all the cabling neatly attached here, out of the way, that way nothing up top can bang into it, and then we're going to have basically a cover over this protecting everything. So, and that's where your smart shunt's going to go, that's where all the fuses will now go. The battery charger, because we've got a 240 volt battery charger Victron unit going in next to the battery as well. That was always going to be under the floor. So after having a rethink to keep this all nice and neat without ugly wiring everywhere, we thought we'd do the same and put this underneath as well. It's going to be a heaps better outcome. It's going to keep that looking professional and neat like that. That's what it's all about. A bit of a neat freak when it comes to this stuff. I don't want stuff, ugly and in the way, and accidentally something here pushing up against it, turning off the breaker, and then whatever's attached to that no longer works, especially if it's your fridge, that type of thing. So these are still fully accessible. You might think, oh, I'll put it under the floor, how are you going to get to it? Well, we've got a big lid that opens here, so it's a matter of opening that, resetting it, and you're done. So we're not making it any harder to get to, we're just making it nice and neat, out of the way, all the cabling, still going to be nice and neat, but it's out of sight, there's nothing ugly coming out onto the board. Today we're going to be fitting off the electrics to the trailer, so we're going to be fitting off a 60 amp resettable fuse that's going to control the actual control box up here. For the 3000 inverter, we're going to be putting in a 300 amp resettable switch. It's important to get these as close to the battery as possible, so shortest lead as you can to these. From these then it'll be going into a Victron smart shunt, so we can monitor everything that's coming in and out of the battery. So that'll also be getting installed. Then we're also putting in a Victron solar regulator onto this area here at the panel, and then we're also putting in a Victron 240 volt charging system, which will be going down on the board in here. So these will be mounted down close to the battery as possible, just over on the other side, along with the Victron smart shunt. So we get on with that today. We're going to be wiring everything up, and hopefully later today we'll be able to turn it all on and see it all running. Exciting times. We're going to fit the Anderson for the fridge, so I like to put them in these protective covers. Just keeps dust out, and when it's not in use and the fridge is not in, the stuff's bashing up against here, it's not going to get broken. So the Anderson's going to be put through here. Already drilled the hole for the cabling. DC cablings are running quite a large fridge. That's going to be fitted off there like so. So I'll screw that into place, and then we'll keep wiring it up. So we're just fitting this ducting, so it's going to go in underneath the box here, and that's all just so we can run the cabling so it's more protected. Smart shunt's going to be underneath with the circuit breakers, and then we're going to run another section just down the bottom, just one to protect the battery terminals, and this is going to be used for underfloor storage as well, so it's in case anything ever pushes up against it, this will stop that.
These are not really biting in there.
Starting to come together, so we're going to fit the blue smart charger from Victron in here as well. A very nice unit. Start to do the wiring for the battery system, across to the resettable fuses, putting the ducting in. See the smart shunt we've got over there ready to go in, and we'll just keep trudging along, and we'll keep showing you progress as we fit it off. So the Victron smart shunt's in. That's a 500 amp Victron smart shunt, about 8p. So just installing the Victron smart shunt. It's a 500 amp unit. It's completely controlled via your phone via an app. So we're putting that in. We're going to have that all wired up shortly, and then we'll show you how we program it later on. fitted the MPPT solar regulator to the King's box, so that's all wired in there. And around the back here we've got double Andersons, and they're in the red sockets, which are for solar. The reason we've done that is there'll be a main panel fixed on here at some point, and then I can run an extra solar blanket or something else in as well if I need to boost the solar. Just clip on?
Yep.
You have to like, put it on the bottom one, then pull it up.
Yeah, it's quite a position. Yeah, once you get the bottom one on, you just got to give it a whack and it goes in.
Oh, it's like a big clip. Alright, that was a huge day. We've got everything wired in now, so it's all neat, it's all put together. We've got the 3000 watt inverter all wired in, we've got the series cable for that. It's all coming back down to a 300 amp hour resettable breaker. Shortest run then from there to the battery. That's very important that your runs are as short as possible. Then we're running a 60 breaker here up to the box, which has got all of our 12 volt outlets, a couple of Anderson plugs. We've got the smart Victron MPPT solar panel regulator coming in there as well. Everything coming in is coming in through the smart shunt, which is an IP65 rated 500 amp unit. So we can measure everything now that's coming into the trailer, all the loads, all the outputs. And then on top of that, if we need to get the battery charged up, if we haven't had any sun for the solar, we've also put in a Victron smart battery charger, 12 volt, that will do any charging. We haven't wired that through the trailer yet, it's just going to be done on an extension cord for now. We will be putting in later the appropriate plug external to the trailer that we can plug into, same as what you see in your camper vans and your caravans. But all gone well. Everything here's been put into cable trays, neat and tidy. Nothing's going to bang up against this stuff and short anything out. Same as like on this, all this gear's properly covered in heat shrink. Yeah, it's all been done really well. Larger cables up here on the 3000 watt inverter, down to your double GPO power points. That component or part of the works there has been done by a qualified electrician, because I am not, and that's all been certified and signed off on. We will give a shout out to them, so if you need any work done, by means you can get them to do your 240 volt stuff for you. Very professional, everything's neat and tidy, it's the way I want it. Now we're going to turn it on and see if it actually works. So fingers crossed nothing goes bang, we'll see. And we've got power, so let's go flick the inverter on and see if we get any alarms. Alright, moment of truth. So I've got a remote switch here for the inverter, so you don't have to be leaning in all the time, because a little bit vertically challenged. Straight on, awesome. That's excellent. So as I said before, we'll swap these out with more efficient charging devices, the quick chargers in some of the USBs. So that's good. And the one that comes standard with the King's units there. So the beauty of these, they're all individually switched as well. Fit all the light bars. These are the Dunn & Watsons. Made a mistake. So they're into the first switch. Now let's turn it on. That's your red light. That's your white light. Unreal. Everything works. There we go. That was a huge day. It's pretty much a whole day to get all this wired up. Here we've also fitted in some additional ones. I'll push the button there. Okay, I'll have to have a look at that. Oh, that's not going. Yeah, I do know. You've got to turn the switch on. That helps, doesn't it? So, there you go. Long day, getting tired. Just to make it look a little bit prettier, you might notice a little plate there that we've done up for the trailer. So for Gun Traders Australia, that looks neat. So 50 amp Anderson down here in this little cover. Once again, going a bit overboard, but that's just how I am. I like everything covered and protected. So when that's not in use or the fridge is out, nothing can bang up against it, nothing can break it. It's all protected. Nothing's going to fall in the top and get it all grubby and dirty. Just simple things like that make a difference when you're doing a build. Happy with how it's turning out. A few little things we're going to finish off, and then we're going to get out in the field and test it. Also got lights around the back, which you can see. More Dunn & Watson, which is great. And then we're going to start on the rooftop at some point. We're going to introduce some more power up into the dashi up the top. Another Dunn & Watson strip light here. That's right over the 75 litre fridge freezer. So when you're in here and opening everything up, you got some light straight in over the top. So I think we've got enough light. It's going to be like the Sydney Harbour Bridge. And then I forgot, there's one more. All these other units, except for the smaller 30cm bars, are dimmable and switchable. And they're dimmable in the white light and the red light, which is really good. We've also fitted one in here. That's going to light up everything underneath in the storage area. This is going to be storage, so at night if it's dark it's going to illuminate this area. And you've all seen it in previous videos. Got a lift up here. This is going to house flooring and stuff like that. It's going to house the toilet we take away, which is great. So, and everything here is protected again, so if any rocks are out, it's not going to short any out on our gear. So nice and neat, everything's out of sight, it's all cabled properly, it's all in a cable management system. And anyone can do this, you know, this is not hard to do, it's just time consuming. Just got to put in a little bit of effort, a little bit of planning, which we've done, and we always do, and that's how this has come together. We've drawn it out, we've thought about it, worked out what we want to do with the trailer, what we want to achieve when we go away, what we're going to charge. So we're charging up cameras, we're charging up drone batteries, all that type of thing, iPhones, you name it. So you need to have enough outlets so you can get everything charged up. We want to run a coffee machine as well, want to run pie ovens, all that type of stuff. There's more to come. Now we're going to start on the kitchen's going to go in, the slide out pantry's going to go in. We've got a water tank that's going to go underneath. So when I was about to say we're almost there, we're getting there. We're not quite there yet, so a little bit more to do. And then we'll go and use it. Then we're going to get out there and start doing some hunting, get this out in the forest, and enjoy it, have some fun. And hopefully we'll get better at the hunting side too. So, previous videos will be linked down below. Let us know your thoughts. Please like and subscribe because that helps our channel. And big shout out, thank you for watching. Without you guys, it doesn't happen, so really appreciate it. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next one.